Welcome back to the roller coaster world of the bold and the beautiful, where love triangles turn deadly, secrets explode, and no one is safe from the fallout. Today we're breaking down one of the most jaw-dropping clusters of drama in recent memory. Deacon Sharpe fighting tooth and nail for Taylor Hayes, Dylan clashing hard with Will Spencer amid rising jealousy, and the shocking disappearance of Electra Forrester that sends shockwaves through the Forrester and Spencer families. If you've been keeping up with the episodes airing around January 20th to 22nd, 2026, you know things are heating up to boiling point. Sheila Carter is lurking in the shadows, unaware of the betrayal brewing right under her nose, while Steffi Forrester Finnegan is on a mission to protect her mother at all costs. Buckle up, this is going to be intense. Let's start with the core romance that's threatening to ignite a war. Deacon and Taylor. Deacon Sharpe has always been a man torn between redemption and chaos. After reconciling with Sheila Carter following years of turmoil, he thought he had found some semblance of stability. But everything changed when Sheila kept a massive secret about Luna from him. A betrayal that shattered his trust and pushed him straight into the arms of the one woman who understands his broken soul, Dr. Taylor Hayes. What started as therapy sessions for Deacon's personal struggles quickly evolved into something far more intimate. Taylor, the renowned psychiatrist with her own history of heartbreak, tried to maintain professional boundaries at first. She knew getting involved with a married man, especially one married to the volatile Sheila, was a recipe for disaster. Yet the chemistry was undeniable. Sparks flew during their private meetings, and despite warnings from Steffi, who begged her mother to drop Deacon as a patient, Taylor and Deacon could no longer deny their feelings. By mid-January 2026, they surrendered to passion, sharing stolen kisses and whispered confessions that could destroy everything if exposed. Deacon's internal conflict is palpable. He admits to himself, and later to Hope, that his feelings for Taylor are real, but pursuing them is too dangerous. Sheila would go nuts, he fears, and that fear isn't unfounded. Sheila has a history of obsession and violence. The thought of her discovering this emotional and possibly physical affair terrifies Deacon. He begins fighting for Taylor in subtle but powerful ways, urging her to be careful, shielding her from Sheila's unannounced visits to her office, and even contemplating how to end his marriage without triggering a catastrophe. Deacon's fight isn't just romantic, it's protective. He's battling his own demons, his loyalty to Sheila, and the looming threat of her rage. Hope Logan, ever the voice of reason and his daughter, pushes him toward Taylor, telling him his feelings are obvious and encouraging him to follow his heart. But Deacon knows the stakes. One wrong move and Taylor could be in mortal danger. No one is more alarmed by this budding romance than Steffi Forrester Finnegan. Steffi has seen Sheila destroy lives before, and she refuses to let history repeat itself with her mother. Steffi panics, confronting Taylor directly and pleading with her to cut ties with Deacon professionally and personally. He's married to Sheila, Steffi reminds her, emphasizing the risk. But Taylor, feeling alive for the first time in years, resists. Steffi's plan to keep them apart begins to flop as the attraction grows stronger. Meanwhile, Steffi, Finn, and others scramble to keep Sheila in the dark. Everyone around Deacon, from Hope to random visitors, works overtime to deflect Sheila's questions and prevent accidental discoveries. Sheila keeps popping up at Taylor's office uninvited, chirping innocently about how Taylor is good for their marriage, completely oblivious to the truth. The tension builds. What happens if Sheila walks in during a compromising moment? Steffi's obsession with protecting Taylor could either save her or push her further into Deacon's arms. Shifting gears to the younger generation, the drama at the beach house is just as explosive. Electra Forrester, the sweet and ambitious Forrester heir, has been happily dating Will Spencer. Their relationship seemed solid, until doubts crept in about Dylan, the seemingly innocent young woman who's been orbiting Will a little too closely. Electra starts noticing things. Dylan's lingering glances, her helpful offers to keep Will company, and an overall vibe that screams unspoken attraction. On January 22, 2026, Electra opens up to Will about her growing concerns. She confesses her unease, perhaps even hinting at jealousy, worried that Dylan is crossing invisible lines. Will reassures her, insisting he only has eyes for Electra, but the seed of doubt is planted. Dylan, for her part, promises Electra she respects boundaries and won't interfere. But actions speak louder than words. When Electra has to cancel a dinner date with Will due to work or other commitments, Dylan conveniently steps in. She shows up at the beach house, bringing the heat as she cozies up to Will in Electra's absence. Tension simmers as Dylan flirts subtly, perhaps preparing dinner or sharing intimate conversations that feel too personal. Will navigates the awkwardness trying to stay loyal, but the clash is inevitable. Dylan and Will clash, not in outright fights yet, but in charged moments where boundaries blur. Will pushes back against Dylan's advances, reminding her of his commitment to Electra, but the chemistry is there, creating friction that could erupt at any time. And then the bombshell drops. Electra disappears. In the midst of her jealousy-fueled confession to Will and the escalating drama with Dylan, Electra vanishes without a trace. One moment she's expressing her fears, the next she's gone. Phone calls go unanswered, her plans fall through, and panic sets in across the Forrester and Spencer clans. Is this tied to her unease about Dylan? Did something happen during her cancelled plans? Or is it connected to the larger web of secrets involving Deacon, Taylor, and Sheila? Speculation runs wild. Perhaps Electra, overwhelmed by jealousy, storms off to clear her head, only to encounter trouble. Or worse, could Dylan's subtle manipulations have played a role in pushing Electra away? Will is left devastated, blaming himself for not addressing the Dylan issue sooner. The disappearance amps up the stakes, turning a romantic triangle into a full-blown mystery. Sheila remains clueless about Deacon and Taylor's secret, but the house of cards is teetering. Lee Finnegan gives Sheila reality checks about her marriage, but Sheila's optimism blinds her. Or when she discovers the truth, the fallout could be catastrophic. Deacon fears for Taylor's safety above all, fighting to protect her even as he battles his own desires. Steffi worries Sheila might turn violent. The entire circle, Hope, Finn, Ivy, RJ, works to contain the secret, but cracks are showing. One unannounced visit from Sheila to Taylor's office could change everything. Let's zoom in on the players. Deacon Sharpe, Sean Cannon, is at a crossroads, redeeming himself with Taylor or staying trapped in a toxic cycle with Sheila. Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, risks her reputation and safety for a chance at real love. Steffi, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, channels her protective instincts, but her interference might backfire. Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, faces temptation and loyalty tests like never before. Dylan, Sydney Bullock, emerges as a wild card, sweet on the surface but potentially destructive. Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace, is the innocent caught in the crossfire, her disappearance the catalyst for chaos. Hope Logan urges her father toward happiness, while Sheila, Kimberlyn Brown, hovers like a storm cloud ready to burst. As these storylines collide, expect explosive confrontations. Deacon may confront Sheila directly, pleading for understanding or even fighting to shield Taylor. Dylan and Will's clash could escalate into a heated argument or worse, a moment of weakness that shatters loyalties. Electra's disappearance might lead to a search that uncovers hidden truths, perhaps linking back to the older generation's secrets. Will Sheila discover the affair and target Taylor? Will Deacon's fight for Taylor cost him everything? The drama is non-stop, with temptation, jealousy, and danger intertwining in classic BNB fashion. This cluster of episodes is pure soap gold. Forbidden love, protective battles, jealousy-fueled clashes, and a mysterious vanishing act that has fans on edge. Deacon fights for Taylor against impossible odds. Dylan clashes with Will as boundaries crumble, and Electra's disappearance sends everyone reeling. Stay tuned. The Bold and the Beautiful is delivering drama at its finest. Hit that like button if you're hooked, subscribe for more recaps and spoilers, and drop in the comments. Who do you think Electra is with? Will Deacon leave Sheila? Sound off below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.